Hello KW, today we're going to go ahead and go over the NeatFile system. This is the screen that you're going to see when you first pull it up. It's www.repaperless.com/login/Coeur d'Alene. If you do not know your password or your username, please send Christy an email. That's at KRISTY@KellerWilliamsRealtyCDA.com, and we can go ahead and get that out to you. What we're going to go ahead and do today is I'm going to just show you a little bit about the system. So we're going to go ahead and go into TJ Barnhart. Alright, so we're going to log in. This is what you'll first see when you first come into the system. This is your dashboard. We're going to go over this piece, this little top piece here in just a moment. A couple things that I really want to point out to you guys is red equals listings. That means these are the listings that you have entered in. Blue equals contracts and green equals dual agency. So when you have a Keller Williams agent on both sides of this. The other spot that you need to look for is this listings that need your attention and contracts that need your attention. What's happening is as soon as you turn in one of your files, whether it be a listing or a contract, it automatically goes to Bud Boland's desk. What happens then is he'll do his legal review on it and send it back to you. And that's when it'll come back to you and it'll be in one of these spots. So let's go ahead and go into this Linwood Estates, Lot 7, Block 1, and we'll go ahead and see what is needed on this file. Here's all the information that we have entered into the system. Right over here is a history of the file. It shows you when it was created, March 23rd, 2017, and every time something was uploaded. This button here will download the entire transaction for you guys, so it is a really nice tool if you do need to do that. So let's go ahead and go down. Right here is where it'll show what is needed and what is not needed. Green equals verified, which means you are good to go. This one down here, needs attention, will show that you need to do something with it. So if we hover over view notes, it'll tell us what we need to do. If you go down just a little bit lower, it says Coeur d'Alene Comp Level 1. It's needed. Bud Boland is asking that you guys turn in the assessor's worksheet for this file. Let's go down just a little bit further here. We've got all the uploads that we've uploaded in prior to this. And then if you have any other uploads that you need to upload, you go ahead and do that here. Okay, and then you would hit submit. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and go back to our dashboard, and I'm going to show you a couple other things. Alright, so let's go down. We've got some nice features on this. Alright, so right down here it shows when you have expired listings coming up. So you'll want to watch this section and make sure you go ahead and upload those extensions. Okay. Down here is where you can search for files. You do have to actually hit the search button. You cannot hit enter, otherwise it won't work. Okay. Now let's go ahead and go back to that top that I said we'd go back to. Right here we have where you add a new listing. If we go ahead and click into this, we're going to click residential listing, and it brings up this screen. Everything that's starred does need to be entered in before you add anything. So we can, let's just add a fake one in here. I'm going to pick the date. And everything that's starred does need to be entered. Okay. For the seller's name, if they are married, go ahead and utilize one line. If they are not married and have different last names, go ahead and utilize those 2 lines. Okay, so now we've got all that entered in. Let's go down just a little bit further. This is where you're going to check and mark off what you have and what you do not have for the file. So I can say, yes, I have the MLS printout. I have the MLS data, I have the RE16, the agency, the RE25, but I don't have the rest of this information. So I'm going to hit no, I don't have it. Okay, now you'll notice when I hit that no, a little box dropped down. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put a note in here for Beta as far as why we don't have it. So for lead-based paint, we're going to say that this house was built in 1993. Okay, and that's the reason why I don't have that lead-based paint. For the treasurer's worksheet, we can put a note in there to Bud, or why we don't have it, or say, hey, I'll get this back to you. Right now I'm just going to say did not turn in. And then same for this one. Okay, so now we'll go down just a little bit further, and this is where we're going to go ahead and upload those files. Okay, we'll go down to this section, and this is where you're going to go ahead and upload your file. So if we hit choose file, it's going to bring you up to your desktop. You're going to find where you've saved your file and make sure it gets plugged in there. Okay, if you have more than one file that you're uploading at a time, make sure you hit the control button and pick all of the selected documents. You can also go down and hit miscellaneous and title your documents. Okay, this spot here, you always want to make sure it says bring to the attention of the office. If you hit no, it is not going to bring it to our attention. Once you hit submit, it'll tell you if you're missing anything right here. Pay very close attention to this. If you don't hit submit, or if you hit submit and it does bring up something, it will not save your information that you have just entered in. I am not going to save this one just because it's a fake one. So we're going to cancel this out, and we're going to go back to this dashboard. So once we've entered it in, it's going to come up and it's going to show right down here the last one that we've entered. So you do want to go back and double check and make sure that you have uploaded your file correctly. So now that we have the listing entered, it's now time to go ahead and upload a contract. So one of the things that we want to let you guys know is if it is dual agency, so both agents are in Keller Williams, the person who has the buyer is going to enter in the contract. Okay, so if the listing agent is Greg Link and the buying agent is Reed Abercrombie, then Reed is going to go ahead and enter in the contract. Okay, let's see. So what we're going to do is if we hit my buyer purchasing, these are the options we're going to use. My buyer purchasing, not my listing. My buyer purchasing, both agents in the same office but not your listing. Okay, if it is your listing, we're going to use these top two here. Contract my residential listing, not my buyer. Contract on my residential listing is my buyer. We're not going to use this last one right here because that would be the listing agent entering it in on the buyer side. Okay, so we want to make sure we're only entering in these one time. If you do not see your contract entered in and it is something that was prior to April 1st, please send a copy of what you need to turn in to the paperwork email. We will then go ahead and take that out and put that into your file. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to give us a call. Gwen and I are available for questions. Even if it is, just shoot us an email and we'll get to you as soon as we can.